We shall now witness the presentation of awards. Awards are requested to come up the grandstand to receive the awards.
I'd like to request our guest of honor, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, to present the awards. The President will be assisted by the Secretary of National Defense, Delphine M. Lorenzana, and the Commanding General of Philippine Army, Lieutenant General Rolando Joselito D. Bautista. The Chief of Staff, Armed Forces of the Philippines, General Ray Leonardo B. Guerrero, is also requested to assist in the awarding. For the first set of awardees, they will be presented with the Order of Lapu-Lapu Award. The Chief of the Presidential Protocol, Mr. Robert E. A. Borge, will read the citation.
Order of Lapu-Lapu. The Order of Lapu-Lapu was established in 2017 and is conferred by the President of the Philippines in recognition of the exemplary service rendered by officials and personnel of the government, as well as private individuals, in significantly advancing a campaign or advocacy of the President, particularly acts of valor and kindness described as extraordinary acts of service and exceptional contributions to the country. The Order of Lapu-Lapu Rank of Kampilan is awarded to officials and personnel of the government and private individuals who were seriously wounded or injured or suffered great loss of property as a direct result of their participation in an activity pursuant to a campaign or advocacy of the President. The Order of Lapu-Lapu Rank of Kampilan is hereby awarded to Sergeant Mayor Valera. The Order of Lapu-Lapu Rank of Kampilan is hereby awarded to Corporal Gary Zaldi de la Rosa. The Order of Lapu-Lapu Rank of Kampilan is hereby awarded to Private First Class John Ray Sequera. The Order of Lapu-Lapu Rank of Kampilan is hereby awarded to Private First Class Mark Dennis Estanoco. The Order of Lapu-Lapu Rank of Kamagi is awarded to officials and personnel of the government and private individuals who actively participated in and contributed significantly to an activity pursuant to a campaign or advocacy of the President. The Order of Lapu-Lapu Rank of Kamagi is hereby awarded to Lieutenant General Carlito Galvez. The Order of Lapu-Lapu, rank of Kamagi, is hereby awarded to Brigadier General Alexander Macario, retired. The Order of Lapu-Lapu, rank of Kamagi, is hereby awarded to Lieutenant Colonel Samuel Manzano. The Order of Lapu-Lapu, rank of Kamagi, is hereby awarded to Lieutenant Colonel Rosendo Abad. The Order of Lapu-Lapu, rank of Kamagi, is hereby awarded to Major Erwin Comendador. The Order of Lapu-Lapu, rank of Kamagi, is hereby awarded to Major Ray De Lima. The Order of Lapu-Lapu, rank of Kamagi, is hereby awarded to Major Norleo Adulam. The Order of Lapu-Lapu, rank of Kamagi, is hereby awarded to Captain Dax Jacinto Barinos. The Order of Lapu-Lapu rank of Kamagi is hereby awarded to Captain Rod Miguel Arizabal. The Order of Lapu-Lapu rank of Kamagi is hereby awarded to Captain Giovanni Bual. The Order of Lapu-Lapu rank of Kamagi is hereby awarded to First Lieutenant Miguel Carlo Alhambra. The Order of Lapu-Lapu rank of Kamagi is hereby awarded to Technical Sergeant Edwin Diompok. The Order of Lapu-Lapu rank of Kamagi is hereby awarded to Staff Sergeant Andres Angeles III. The Order of Lapu-Lapu rank of Kamagi is hereby awarded to Sergeant Noel Bernardino. And finally, the Order of Lapu-Lapu rank of Kamagi is hereby awarded to Corporal Alvin Esmeraldo Tenay.
For eminently meritorious and invaluable service rendered as Deputy Commander, Army Support Command, Philippine Army, from 24 July 2015 to 11 August 2016. The Distinguished Service Star is awarded to Major General Joselito M. Reyes, Officer-9380, Armed Forces of the Philippines. For gallantry in action while serving as commanding officer of 2nd Scout Ranger Company, 1st Scout Ranger Battalion, 1st Scout Ranger Regiment, Special Operations Command, Philippine Army, during the series of encounters with 150 members of the local terrorist group, multi-terrorist group in Barangay Gakap, Piagapo, Lanao del Sur from 22 to 24 April 2017. The Gold Cross Medal is awarded to Captain Erwin Zar Ercilia, Officer-15140, Infantry, Philippine Army. For gallantry in action as Executive Officer of Alpha Company, 83rd Infantry Battalion during the encounter against 30 fully armed members of the New People's Army at Barangay Pinamihagan, Lagonoy, Camarines Sur on 12 March 2017. The Gold Cross Medal is awarded to First Lieutenant James Michael V. Limos, Officer-17785, Signal Corps, Philippine Army. For gallantry in action as Assistant Detachment Commander of the Hilumut Kafgu Active Auxiliary Detachment, San Jose de Buwan, Western Samar during the attack of 200 New People's Army rebels at Barangay Hilumut, San Jose de Buwan, Western Samar on 29 April 2017. The Gold Cross Medal is awarded to Staff Sergeant Maximo P. Tagana Jr., 810376, Infantry, Philippine Army. For gallantry in action as member of the Scout Platoon, 29th Infantry Battalion, 4th Infantry Division, Philippine Army, during an encounter against 15 fully armed members of the Guerrilla Front Committee 16, Northeastern Mindanao Regional Committee at Barangay San Roque, Quicharao, Agusan del Norte on 28 August 2017. The Gold Cross Medal is awarded to Sergeant Rolly Vane S. Tuting, 856589, Infantry, Philippine Army. For eminently meritorious and valuable achievement as member of the 20th Infantry Battalion, 8th Infantry Division, Philippine Army, who conducted operations against Reynaldo P. Rebay alias Manoy Renay, Front Secretary, Finance of Front Committee 1, codename Tier 1, SRC Arctic, operating in the 2nd District of Northern Samar. The Silver Cross Medal is awarded to Major Renen L. Mundog, Officer-132034, Infantry, Philippine Army. For eminently meritorious and valuable achievement as member of the 9th Infantry Division, Philippine Army, in the successful conduct of operation that led to an encounter against 20 armed NPA rebels in Barangay Pangle, Aroroy, Masbate on 13 February 2017 that resulted to 4 enemy killed and the recovery of high-powered firearms. The Silver Cross Medal is awarded to Captain Mariel G. Bonilla, Officer-15828, Infantry, Philippine Army. For eminently meritorious achievement as member of the Bravo Company, 67th Infantry Battalion, 10th Infantry Division, Philippine Army, in an encounter that resulted in the recovery of high-powered firearms at Magrasitio, Kasunogan, Barangay Mahanub, Baganga, Davao Oriental. The Silver Cross Medal is awarded to Staff Sergeant Mario A. Torres, 822-896 Infantry, Philippine Army. For outstanding service rendered and valuable contributions in the internal peace and security operations as member of the 803rd Infantry Brigade, 8th Infantry Division, Philippine Army, that contributed in the dramatic improvement of peace and order in the province of Northern Samar, resulting to its declaration as Peace and Development Ready Province. The Meritorious Achievement Medal is awarded to Captain Federico M. Morales, Officer-14365, Infantry, Philippine Army. For meritorious and valuable achievements in the pursuit of socio-economic development and non-combat activities of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, as project proponent, planner, and facilitator in the province of Camarines Sur. The Gawad sa Kaunlaran is awarded to Colonel Ferozaldo Paul T. Rehencia, Officer-9589, Infantry, General Staff Corps, Philippine Army. For acts involving risk of life as commanding officer of the 40th Infantry Battalion, 6th Infantry Division, Philippine Army during the conduct of joint law enforcement operation with the Drugs Enforcement Agency at Barangay Mili, Braja, Buayan, Maguindanao, last 22 February 2017. The Bronze Cross Medal is awarded to Lieutenant Colonel Edgar L. Catu, Officer-11796, Infantry, General Staff Corps, Philippine Army. For acts of heroism involving risk of life as commander of the 5th Mechanized Infantry Battalion, Mechanized Infantry Division, Philippine Army, in the conduct of retrieval and relief operations during the onslaught of Typhoon Vinta from 22 to 23 December 2017 in the municipality of Munay, Bacolod, and other parts of Lanao del Norte. The Bronze Cross Medal is awarded to Lieutenant Colonel Galileo Argoyena Jr., Officer-112224, Cavalry, General Staff Corps, Philippine Army. For acts of heroism involving risk of life as member of the Disaster Emergency Assistance Relief Platoon of the 30th Infantry Battalion, 4th Infantry Division, Philippine Army, during the conduct of the disaster relief and rescue operations from 11 to 12 February 2017 at the height of magnitude 6.7 earthquake that hit Surigao del Norte. The Bronze Cross Medal is awarded to First Lieutenant Rogelio S. De La Rosa, Jr., Officer-16857, Infantry, Philippine Army. For having been adjudged as the Philippine Army Enlisted Personnel of the Year, the command plaque is presented to Sergeant Joel L. Tuganan, 846688, Infantry, Philippine Army. For having been adjudged as the Philippine Army CAFGU Active Auxiliary of the Year, the command plaque is presented to CAFGU Active Auxiliary Erwin B. Abogado, Philippine Army. for having been adjudged as the Philippine Army Model Supervisor of the Year. The command plaque is presented to Dr. Antonieta C. Ramos. For having been adjudged as the Philippine Army Model Employee of the Year. The command plaque is presented to Prince Louis B. Mamut. For having been adjudged as the Philippine Army Best Reservist Officer of the Year. The command plaque is presented to Lieutenant Colonel Narchito S. Arpilleda, Officer -148965, Philippine Army Reserve. For having been adjudged as the Philippine Army Best Reservist Enlisted Personnel of the Year. The command plaque is presented to Master Sergeant Gloria C. Managira, 12B3723, Philippine Army Reserve. For having been adjudged as the Philippine Army Best Male Advanced ROTC Cadet of the Year. The command plaque is presented to Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Andy P. Mecoza, First Class, of Laguna State Polytechnic University, Los Baños ROTC Unit. For having been adjudged as the Philippine Army Best Female Advanced ROTC Cadet of the Year. The command plaque is presented to Cadet Colonel Regine S. Galvez, First Class, of Camarines Norte State College ROTC Unit. For attaining breakthrough results in governance and strategy management, the award of the Army Governance Pathway, Institutionalized Medallion and Plaque, and the Gold Trailblazer Seal is presented to the 10th Infantry Division, Philippine Army. The awards will be received by Major General Noel S. Clement, Armed Forces of the Philippines, the command of the 10th Infantry Division. Congratulations to all the awardees. Thank you to the President, to the Secretary of National Defense, to the Chief of Staff, and the Army Commanding General.
Mga watawat, sumalunan. Cut!
The guest of honor and speaker will now be introduced by the Secretary of National Defense, Delphin and Lorenzana.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Kindly sit down and salamat ho sa kortesiya ninyo. Troop Commander, could I request you to give the order to the troop? Tikas, pahinga.
Tikas! Ha!
I will dispense with the introductory amenities because, magkakilala naman tayo. I'm proud na yung kasama ko sa Capgo may award rin. Capgo lang po ako, hindi ako umabot ng... so it is good that may award rin kami. It was only last year when I led. Hindi ako nagbabasa ng speech. Kaya lang, I'm very sorry I was late because we ended the cabinet meeting at 3 o'clock in the morning. We started at 2 in the afternoon. Natapos po kami, ma'am, ng 3. Ang pinag-usapan namin, ikaw. It was only last year when I led the 120th anniversary of the Philippine Army and had the privilege of honoring our men and women in uniform for their acts of courage and bravery. 2 months later, our troops would embark on a 5-month urban warfare far from your accustomed jungle operational environment. You went to the Scorecard Hall of Fame for being the beacon of governance. My salute to you, my beloved soldiers. With your continued growth and progress, I have every confidence to believe that this feat will only bring you closer to your vision. The Filipino people are eternally grateful for your service and sacrifice for our nation. I have said before, as you perform your duties according to the rule of law, I will take care of your needs. With the approval of the Joint Resolution GR number 1 and the implementation of the second horizon of the revised AFP modernization program, I can assure you that the government is doing its best to ensure that our men and women in uniform are provided with the benefits and armed with the equipment to perform their duties effectively. As you celebrate 121 years of service and sacrifice for the Filipino people, let me take this opportunity to thank and honor every member of the armed forces, past and present, for your selflessness, heroism, and faithful service to the Republic. There are no shortcuts to success. We will continue to face the challenges as we trudge the noble path of building a stronger and safer nation. However, because of your contributions, these goals are now within reach. Putulin ko muna itong English nito. I'd just like to remind you that right after the Marawi siege, just for your information, by then, baka hindi alam ng lahat, I released 500 million to the armed forces for the medical interventions para kung kailangan ninyo. At tinanong ko si General Peralta, Macario, rather. Sorry. Kala ko sige, pareho na tayo ng ranggo eh. I also released 50 million sa Biduna for their needs, aside from the 500 million. Pati yung mga nag-retire, they can get their, every month, it's a 50 million for Biduna. You can sort out your retirement management. Maraming management yan. And most of you suffer, karamihan sa inyo, liver, pati kidney. I don't know why, but it might be really because of the unsanitary limits where you have to push yourself during a war of violence. At another 50 for the AFP. And he bought you the barrack and all. And palagay ko, yung bagong building ninyo, umpisahan na, to replace the first building dyan sa AFP. So I think that this time, we have done enough in government to make your life comfortable. But please, do not hesitate. I'd like to have the rapport personally with each and every one of you. If you do not have the number sa office ko, get it from somebody who knows. Marami dyan. And if you have a problem na hindi mo medyo mahirapan ka at medyo naman konting mahirap din sa command mo, call me and I'll give you time and we'll have coffee and talk about. Kasi yung unang tinatanong ko, ilan ang asawa mo? Hindi ako nagbibiro. Kasi, tapos kung magsagot, ilan ang anak mo? Yung kanina, sabi niya 5, sabi ko, umuwi ka na sa inyo, mag-retire ka na. Iwan ka ng 5. Dapat, pag magadong ganon ako, nagtanong ako, 2-3 boundary. Start early. So by the time na, medyo you retire early, so dapat sila, they should also start to go to school. By the way, itong Bonifacio na ito, sabi ni John Guerrero, they are now negotiating the very thing I told you before. Hindi naman yung kailangan talaga lahat eh. Malaki ito. You develop it that just like Tagig, yung list it to the people and you will earn millions. The finance secretary insisted that maggawa siya ng mini GSIS. Kasi hindi kayo kasali. Meron kayo, but that it's not really enough in life. Yung sa edukasyon ng retire kasi kayo maaga. Tapos, by that time, ang mga anak mo, kung may 4 ka 3, nasa pa. I would like that contract completed on time. And I give you my assurance na hindi pakialaman ng civilian government. It shall be the military welfare fund, but we'll just have to put in some civilians who are good economists also so that it will flourish and serve you. Malaking pera yan. Take care of it because, sige tayo parid-parid dito, kunti lang. 2 kumpanya, tama na yun. What is important, you have the money to support your family, especially during the time when you retire, which is really very young for you. At marami ka pang mga obligasyon sa mga anak mo. I would insist that it should be finished this year and it will be dealt solely by the armed forces of the Philippines. Ang habol lang ni Dominguez is there should be a facility. Ayaw niyang ibigay diretso, gusto niya dumaan ng parang bangko ninyo. And that would be like a GSIS only for the armed forces of the Philippines and the Philippine National Police. Yun na lang siguro ang pinakasolusyon about the perennial problem of pera. And despite of the doubling of salaries, I know that it is not enough. Not even triple or quadruple mo, because we are talking of lives here. And the law of averages apply. And that is why gusto ko siguraduhin kayo at ang inyong pamilya. Yun lang ang maiwan ko sa sundalo ko at sa pulis. It is only through our combined efforts that we will be able to create a real and lasting change in our country. I therefore ask you to join me in this endeavor for not just ourselves, but for the sake of the generation of soldiers to come. Happy 121st anniversary at mabuhay ang hugpong katihan ng Pilipinas. Mabuhay kayong lahat.
Thank you very much to President Rodrigo Roa Duterte.